You know, we've got a lot of morning practices. We've got some PM ones for night games. You've got try to get a little humidity for maybe a game you've got in humid. We could probably bring snow, and he'd probably bring a snow machine in here for late in the season in Iowa or Colorado or wherever it may be. But I think all those things, you're trying to get any sort of acclimatization or mental checklist or psyche that you can make available to your team, you try to do. And I think it's been awesome. Another just change of landscape, because the monotony sometimes in practice 16, 17, 18, 19 sometimes can make it loose, and I think he does a great job of making sure we're staying tight and keeping the main thing the main thing.
How ready are the newcomers that you will rely on to be able to execute a game plan?
I mean, at this point, I mean, they're pretty close to ready. I mean, we're only, a week and a half out or whatever, maybe 2 weeks out, and I think the chemistry has gone up with those guys over the course of spring and summer. We've tried to incubate that in the best way we can. I mean, in training camp, there's not a better way to do it. You're together 18 hours a day. It's like, if you guys don't know each other by now, and you're not closer by now, I don't know what you did. And but they've done an awesome job, man. Our team's really close. I think the guys are able to communicate effectively. I think that's the one thing you try to get done in training camp with new people, is you try to trim the amount of words they need to use to communicate, because now you're on a really timely basis, and we talk about a lot, over communication and making sure that the words are deliberate and intentful. So young guys have to hear that and be able to communicate that way, and I think they've done a good job.
Specifically with going against a veteran defense that is here, what do you think Sam's learned over the last 4 weeks?
I mean, the step that a first-year quarterback takes the second year is awesome. I said that early on, and to go against a really good defense only, again, probably illuminates a little bit more into regards to like how much faster you get a guy to grow and how much more he gets to see coverage-wise, pressure-wise, offensively. He's taking grasp of the offense more and more every day. The game's going to slow down a little bit, but when you get a really good defense and good DBs and good scheme in front of you every day, I mean, the growth can be really exponential. We take advantage of it, and we know Sam's pretty intentful in regards to going to work. So.
Coach, Sam made a great scramble during practice. How much of an element does his legs, his mobility add to the offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw that last year. It's a big piece of, number one, recruiting. You want a guy who can extend plays at that position. We saw that in his recruit tape, and his ability last year to do that and make some big plays is huge, man. I mean, it adds elements to your offense that you don't need many quarterback design runs when that's going to happen 6-8 times a game, and so he does a good job, and he extends plays the right way. He's got to take care of his body, but that's a huge piece of his game, man, and we don't ever pull a stinger with that.
What are you at in terms of game planning? When do you start that with the guys ready for NAU?
Yeah, we'll transition to NAU in the next probably 48 hours or so. We'll go through a mock game. We'll try to close the book on training camp, get some final corrections down, give guys a couple days to catch their breath and kind of get healthy. We'll transition as a staff out of training camp into game planning, and come this weekend, we'll start getting dialed into NAU and the season. And so that's exciting, because it's get to turn the page and go on to the next deal.
What stands out about Jalen Moss?
Veteranship. I mean, he's played in a lot of games. He's got a really good demeanor about him. He's able to regulate himself really well in regards to like learning and playing the game. There's not a whole lot of ups and downs. He's pretty steady for an older guy. He gets it. His critique of himself, you can see, is really relevant in regards to there's not a whole bunch of stuff you have to tell him to get him to dial into like what the mistake was right then. He's able to give himself some really good feedback. Hard worker. I mean, he's awesome. He's exactly what we thought we were getting. Obviously, learning the offense is a different piece, but going to be really valuable to us.
You've been wearing these NIL shirts quite a bit. Can you just talk about the element of supporting the players and all that?
Yeah, I mean, we're in that era, man. I mean, I went on there, and the first chance I saw to buy every one of our guys, I did it. When Sam came out and said he was gonna put all his donations back to the whole team, I bought all his and made fun of him, like, I only bought yours because you're giving it to your team. So, and then I bought, and I saw everybody else's, and everyone was on there. I tried to get one, so I've been wearing them every day. I think it's an awesome opportunity. It's the world we're living in right now. Those guys deserve that kind of recognition, and I think it's cool and fun, and guys know that we're a family, and anything we can do to help them, we will.
How's Kyson Brown evolved?
Kyson's done a really good job. He's got a bulk of the reps coming into spring and coming into training camp. Has matured, evolved. The more and more things that the back can see as a guy who's leaning out or further into that lead spot, protection-wise, fronts, staying delivered to the runs, knowing the intent and knowing what the effectiveness of that scheme is important. He's just got smarter and I think more mature. His body's bodies can hold up. The durability piece as a guy in a second year is going to be a big piece, you know. And so he's done an awesome job. He's had a really good camp. Excited to see him put it out there in a couple weeks.
Coach, Jordan Tyson's developed into a receiver who can line up outside, inside, and really run the full route tree. Just as a play caller, how does that make it easier on you to get him involved, especially early on in the game?
Yeah, I mean, a guy like that's not hard to get involved. You just got to be able to put him in the right spot. And offensively, as many saw last year, we're going to put him everywhere. You know, there was a time with whether we were doing with Keenan Allen or we were doing it with James Jones and San Jose, or guys who really had an elite skill set with who could play outside and beat you one-on-one, could play inside and beat you in zone, can work an option, can play the screens, has body control. I mean, all those little things. The thing I told him last year, I said, if you can learn to play all these spots, I'm going to put you everywhere, and he did. And you saw how important it was for our offense as we went throughout the season because it's hard to match that up. He's everywhere. He's in the backfield. He's at 1, he's at 2, he's condensed, he's motion, he's screen, he's go, he's option. I mean, that is really hard to defend, and I think he understood the ability he has to be able to impact the game that way in the offense, and I think he's really embraced that. And so we got a long way to go. Obviously, a lot of work still, but a really effective guy who can be really dangerous.
Do you like the way things are right now, where the offense is at this point in the training camp?
Yeah, kind of state of the offense after 16 practices, 17 practices. I like where we're at. You know, I think we reflect a lot. We do a lot of debriefing as an offensive staff and go back and kind of figure out where we're at and say, what do we like? Who are we? What's our personnel? Do we like this, or are we just putting this in? There's not a whole lot of things we're doing just to do. It's all revolved around our players first, what we can coach next, and then the scheme in that order. And if players can't execute it, and we can't coach it, then the playbook doesn't mean nothing. It's really about what we do well and who we do it with.
What's your assessment of how Wade has done the last 10 days or so?
Been awesome to get Wade really involved, you know, and a couple of days off can be really good for the O-line's body after 17 days of O-line and D-line. It could beat up. But he's going to be an awesome piece of the offense. Smart. He's got a lot of veteran ability, a lot of plays on time on task at the position. Just learning the offense. I think we got a lot of added value there internally with guys who can swing, you know, and so that's cool.
When will you make that decision on?
You know, that'll probably be made next week. You know, next week as we get to it, see how guys are and see where we need to go. But those guys have got a lot of really good reps at center, and so I'm excited about it.
Thank you.